I was walking down the street today, and I passed some guys handing out samples. And as I walked past them, one guy said, "Hey, Jesus, I got good weed." But I kept walking. And the other guy said, "Nah, man, he don't want weed. He wants mushrooms." And in my head, I thought to myself, now that guy just nailed me to the cross. It's true. I don't smoke weed anymore, but I used to be a gigantic pothead. And when I was 18 years old in New York City, I got arrested for smoking weed in public and taken to central booking. And it was a humiliating experience because I was wearing overalls. Like, you know, in the holding cell, another inmate yelled out, "Hey, Farmer John, what you in here for? Tax fraud?" And, you know, it was just me and one other guy. We were the only two white guys in there. And, like, this isn't a joke about, like, you know, race and the criminal justice system. Not a joke about that. But the other inmates called us Hansel and Gretel. You know, that's what we were called. And so that stayed with me forever. I have a girlfriend. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you. I have a girlfriend. And when I have sex with my girlfriend, I call her a good girl. And I call her a bad girl. Which goes to show I view her as a complex individual. And it's not all good. She's got nuance. She's got a lot of nuance. A couple weeks ago, I went camping with my bros. And before the trip, I was like, you know, I'm in my early 30s. It's time for me to get my own equipment. So I went to REI and I bought the sleeping bag, the sleeping mat, and the water bottle. And I flew across the country to Oregon to go backpacking with my friends. And when I was out in nature and I looked at the big blue lake and the tall trees and the mountain, I had this beautiful realization. And that realization was, I don't want to go camping anymore. I have had enough. It's too much. So I come back to New York and I take my gear to return it to REI because they have a free return policy. Get all your money back. And I'm in line and I go to the cashier and I put my gear on the counter and I say, "I'd like to return this." And she goes, "Is there anything wrong with it?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "Well, then why are you returning it?" And I go, "I wanted it, and now I don't want it anymore." There was a time I wanted it, and that's long gone. It's over. And as she was checking it in, she kind of gave me the stink eye, and I was like, in my head, I was like, now that's a classic example of someone hating the player when you should be hating the game, okay? This is Daddy REI's problem. It ain't me. It's crazy. But yeah, it's been a wild and crazy year for me. My dad, who lives in California, he fell and broke his neck. And we were very lucky. Like, he wasn't paralyzed, no brain damage, but it was a very intense experience, you know. So I flew across the country to be with him in the hospital room. And, you know, he was in the hospital bed and he had the crown around his head and the string with the brick to kind of keep his spine in line. And while I was with him in the hospital room for that week, I ended up just seeing a lot of his dick. It was just kind of the nature of the experience, you know. It was a lot of this, you know. It was just it, you know, and when I was there, and like it was crazy though. It was like beautiful because like during that week when I saw his dick, I saw a lot of my dick and his dick, and that like meant something to me. You know, it was meaningful. I felt connected. I felt connection. You know. After a show, a girl told me, she was like, "You felt validated." I got my father's validation. being like, "Oh, we have the same penis." Okay, that's enough. Enough of the dad dick talk. Okay, let's stop it. No, but it's cool. He's back. Everything's good. We were at my cousin's wedding. My whole family. We went to my cousin's wedding recently, and like while my cousin was up on the stage, he was doing the mother-son dance, you know, like the tradition, and I was in the audience, and I was standing up, like dancing with them, you know, like in spirit. And people behind me were like, "Hey man, sit down, you gotta sit down." So I sat down, and my mom, who's sitting at the table, she was like, "They can't tell you what to do at your cousin's wedding. You stand up and you dance." And I was like, "Okay." So like I stood up and I kept dancing, and then behind me they were like, sit down. And then I snapped, and I turned around and I was like, "Shut the fuck up. You sit down. I can dance at my cousin's wedding. That's my family." And then shit got like real intense. Like they came up to me, and then all my other cousins like stormed to my aid, and like things got real chesty, and it like got a little brawlic, you know, but no punches were thrown. You know, it was real intense. And like the moral of that story is your mother's trying to destroy you. You got to be careful. She's out there. She is out there. So that's that. What else can I tell you? I was scrolling Instagram the other day, and I was looking at the stories. And on one of the stories, I saw a girl take a picture of a mannequin in an outfit. And in her little caption, she wrote, "I would look slappin' in this outfit." And do you know what that's called? That's called a thirst trap in the abstract. You see that shit? She makes you think, like, and then she's thirst trapping. She out here thirst trapping. Yeah. I like to watch porn. Who else here likes to watch porn? Make some noise if you like to watch porn. That was silly. Porn? No, I like to watch porn, and I've noticed this trend in porn where it's like stepfather has sex with stepdaughter. Stepsister has sex with stepbrother. And after I watch these videos, I'm left feeling unsatisfied because they don't show what happens to the family unit after the intercourse. Like, what are the family dinners like after these acts? I want to see the tension. I want to see the tension. Well, everyone, I feel pretty good about this set. And I feel really great about you as an audience. You're beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm David Phillips.